Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Petersen. It's Tuesday evening. You know what that means. We are live on the channel. About an hour of awesome content coming your way. We got a lot to talk about, okay? The Ravens' first preseason game is done. It's dusted. But we still got to look back at it, okay? Because I got 5 players I really want to talk about as hidden gems for this team. That means anybody that was drafted in the 4th round or later over the last 3 seasons, I want to discuss those guys and talk about their impact this last Thursday against the Indianapolis Colts. And then, of course, one preseason game's over. The next one's right around the corner. Saturday night, the Baltimore Ravens will be, just like Joey Petersen, in Dallas, Texas. However, I won't be at AT&T Stadium. They will be taking on the Cowboys. I got the preview for that one, what to expect, 5 things to watch for if you're a Ravens fan. And then, of course, last but not least, everybody's favorite segment of the week, our live Ravens mailbags. Your questions, my answers, right here on the show. Appreciate all of you guys who always get those great questions in. Love that segment. Easily my favorite one every single week. Tell me, though, because we haven't been together since Thursday night, who do you think the star was from Thursday night's win against the Indianapolis Colts? Let me know in the comment section down below, who was the star? I got 2. Keaton Mitchell, LaJohntay Wester. Okay, those are probably similar to yours as well, so I'm going to give you another one. How about Higgins, undrafted linebacker out of Iowa? You let me know yours in the comment section down below. Attendance squad. Also, mailbags going out before the game, so they can have those questions in it, Jack. Hashtag Ravens, who had the best game against the Cowboys? Ooh, great question. I'm really excited to see LaJohntay get in the passing game, okay? Like, I'm excited to see him get involved in the offense, not just on special teams. Maybe him, maybe Keaton Mitchell again. I'm going to go, actually, Malachi Starks. That's who I think is going to have the best game against the Cowboys. Welp said, hashtag Ravens, Kyle Hamilton was put a 51 in top NFL 100. Where do you think he should be? A hell of a lot higher than 51, Welp. I think he's probably around the 30 range. I think he is a top 30 player in this league. I think he's the best at his position. We got Wester. Lots of LaJohntay Westers. He said, Hi said he's going to be a star. Cool Boy said our backup QBs can't throw the damn ball. Cool Boy, you are not wrong, my friend. Mog says Keaton for his bounce-back performance and Wester for his debut performance. Attendance squad. Joey, I have a question. Who is your favorite NFL commentator? Ooh, NFL guys, I love Buck and Troy. I think that is my favorite. I also just love Jim Nantz. Like, he's so good. He's such a solid, he's Jim Nantz. I don't know what else I can say. That UDFA ILB Higgins will have good games against the Cowboys. I hope so, Ravens 76 B more. I think there's a chance he makes this roster. I'll tell you more about that when we talk about the hidden gems in segment number 5. Ravens King. I believe this has to be our year to win the Super Bowl because this season is probably our last chance to try to win a Super Bowl. I believe we can do it this year. I have us going 13-4. I don't think it's the last year we can win a Super Bowl, but I do think it is a good year to do that. John said score prediction. This is where I bring on Jack Lotteray. Jack, how are we feeling about this week against the Cowboys? What's your score prediction, my friend?
I mean, come on. Come on. Oh, do we know? I mean, I'm sure we have no intel on who is and is not playing.
I mean, pretty much the same guys we saw last week.
Okay. Still going to be a boat race.
Yep, I agree.
I'm not, never have been a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
And that's coming from someone who's lived in Dallas for almost 5 years.
I'm excited, I will say, to throw it back to my college years. I am excited a little bit to watch Joe Milton. If you guys don't know, I am a Tennessee Volunteer alum. I worked for the football team, Joe's second to last year there. So I actually know Joe Milton pretty well. Him and I follow each other on Instagram. I think he's going to throw some picks to this Ravens secondary because that's kind of what he does. But I'm excited to watch a Vol on the other side. Of course, I'm more excited to watch the Baltimore Ravens dominate. My score prediction is I think 20-13. Because you think about it, the Ravens were able to score 24 points, but they completed 69 yards of passing.
Nice.
That has to change.
I think it will.
It better.
I mean, let's cross our fingers and knock on wood that we don't see Devin Leary for 3.5 full quarters of football.
Yeah, we could cross our fingers all we want for that. I think he is a little bit like Thanos. He's inevitable. You're going to get Devin Leary.
But how inevitable? Is he 3.5 quarters inevitable like he was last week?
I think so. Because the way they're looking at it is Cooper Rush is QB2. That's not going to change. And so I think they'll trot him out. But he's played in the NFL for 10 years.
Okay, but still. But then that means Devin Leary has nothing. He's playing for nothing.
Exactly.
So just put Rush out there and just let him get some snaps.
Yeah.
Because he's played in the NFL for 10 years, but
not in this offense.
If he gets no reps in the preseason, and God forbid, you never wish this, but God forbid Lamar Jackson has some sort of catastrophic injury, suddenly he's QB1.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he's rusty, because he gets 2 quarters total of playing time in the preseason, not even, a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I just don't want to see Devin Leary throw the football.
I don't either. That's the biggest part of it. I think we can say selfishly we don't want to watch Devin Leary throw the football. Hi says, whose fault was the Anthony Richardson hit? This has been heavily debated in the office. It was that right tackle's fault. It wasn't Anthony Richardson's fault. I get it. You could see, you got to set the protection, set things like that. But, guys, come on. The right tackle just did nothing. Just looked forward. David Ajabo ran right around him. It was his fault. It wasn't Richardson's. Braid has been balling, says Cool Boy Click. I don't trust Daniel F. against the Cowboys. I don't trust Daniel F. against anybody, Kimberly. Kimberly also has 50-10 Ravens. What are your thoughts on C.J. Okoye? On the film, he looked good. Do you think he'll make the roster? And if so, do you think he'll be a second or third stringer? Salty Dad, that is going to be that's going to be an interesting topic because he could make this roster just because of the lack of depth that this team has on the interior of the defensive line. If he keeps showing things, I think he'll be able to make it. And he looked really good. We all saw that pass rush rep, the pressure. I think there's a small chance. Papa Shook is in here. What's going on, Papa? Good to see you. Make sure if you guys want to make it on today's mailbag, use hashtag Ravens. If this is your first time watching, you've seen a lot of people already use hashtag Ravens in the chat. They're doing that to make sure that their questions get in today's mailbag, okay? So if you want to make sure your question gets in the software and has a chance to get on the mailbag, use hashtag Ravens. Ask me anything you want about last week's game, this next week's game, about training camp, about the season, about uniforms, about college football, about anything you want. Ask me right here. Make sure that you guys are getting those comments in. And if you guys want to super chat, send a donation to the channel. That's actually going to shoot you to the top of this list of our YouTube top fans for today's stream. Right on top, we have Attendance Squad. And then in second, we've got Ravens 76B More. And third, we have Lisa Frankel. Those are all the people who have been commenting the most. But super chats mean more in terms of top fans. So if you want to be the number one fan on this stream today, you're going to send in a super chat and get to the top of that list. Speaking of that, you're not just going to send it in for nothing, okay? For every first-time super chatter, I'll do the Ray Lewis dance. You love it. I love it. I'm not that good at it, but I try. $5. You'll get a raffle ticket because at the end of the month, our final preseason game, we will be raffling off a Lamar Jackson jersey. $5 gets you in that raffle. $10, you get 3 raffle tickets, a little bit more bang for your buck. $20, you get in the bank, which is our super chat club right here at the Ravens Rundown. You also get 7 raffle tickets, so even more bang for your buck, okay? So if you want to get in the raffle for a Lamar Jackson jersey, I mean, look how beautiful it is. You get to choose it too, okay? It could be purple. It could be black. It could be white. It could be the purple with white. Like, you get to pick it. All you got to do is send in a $5 super chat. That gives you a chance and gets you in that raffle, okay? Daniel Hernandez, hi. Just got a notification from YouTube about your live. Am happy. Welcome, Daniel. Appreciate you being here. Do you guys want to shout out? Just like I gave Daniel in the chat, make sure to type those me's in the comment section, okay?
So here's the deal.
Here's the deal, Jack.
I talked to our boss.
What'd you say?
Okay. Well, he talked to me. I just kind of listened.
That's never good.
And he said, Jack, and he said this to me.
Okay.
Because he didn't want to upset you.
That's fair.
He said, Jack, I need you to coordinate.
Okay.
Getting 1,000 chat messages on live today.
Okay.
We've done it in other channels, but we're better than other channels. So this is what I'm going to do.
Let's do it.
If you want to shout out, spam me as many times as you can. We currently, on this live, have 58 chat messages.
Okay.
We got a long, and I mean a long way to go.
We got like, what, 20 times that if I do the quick math?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's 20.
Sure.
Yep. Well, you're already getting us started. Get those
I'm getting us started.
in the chat.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You can type A or I. I don't care.
Type whatever you want.
Type whatever you want. I see hi. I see Daniel. I see hi. Attendance squad. Kimberly. Daniel. Hi. Kimberly. Daniel. Daniel. Ravens rundown. Attendance squad. I see you, Tony. I see you, Kimberly. What's up, Ravens King? He's getting in the chat. Get those me's if you want a shout out. Sarah Elizabeth is in here. Does she know about the news, Jack? About jury duty?
Yes, she does.
She does? Okay.
Yes.
Sarah, we were very excited when we found that out.
Yes. I'll do a few.
Do a few.
Abigail. Tony. Abigail. Tony. I see you, Tony. Abigail. Okay.
We got Papa Shook, Sasquatch, Whelp. Hi. Ravens King, Attendance Squad. Daniel, Whelp. Attendance Squad, Ravens King. Hi. We got Papa. Hi. Papa, Whelp. We got Daniel. We got Ravens King, Kimberly, Whelp, Papa. Let's get someone new. Let's get someone new down there. Who's going to comment for the first time this episode, this stream? We got Sasquatch in there, Papa, Ravens King. Hi. What up, Daniel? Keep those going, baby. Keep those going. Ooh, I bet the top fan has shifted. Darius! What's up, my guy? He says, "Da bank." What's going on, brother? Good to see you. So happy that you are here. Lisa says, "Joey, I prefer Lisa Ann." Well, thank you for letting me know, Lisa. I appreciate it. Darius, good to see you, my friend. Just letting you know, we're still giving out raffle tickets for the Lamar Jackson jersey that's coming in preseason week 3. $5 gets you 1 ticket. $10 gets you 3. $20 gets you 7, and also in that bank. Abdi Hassan says, "I'm here." What's going on, Abdi? Hi says, "Hello, mate." Hi, are you Australian, or are you just posing as an Australian person? Let me know down below in the comment section. I don't know. Anytime someone's throwing a mate in there, a hello, mate, you got to think maybe they are Australian. I don't know. Kimberly wants it. What's up, Kimberly? That's our top fans. Make sure to keep commenting. Send in a super chat if you want to be the number 1 fan on today's show. Do you think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC? If you do, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. Like today's stream for me. And we got 14 likes, 22 viewers. Let's get that to 20. And I'll feel really good about where we're at. Also, Vols off to a hot start. We're definitely going to get there.
Chat rate message update. We're up to 287.
Okay.
So that's a great start.
That's a great start.
Keep commenting all stream long, even while we're in our segments, even when we're hanging out. We want to get to 1,000 today. I think we can. I think already up to almost 300. I feel pretty good about it. But keep typing me. Answer our weigh-in questions. Do it all.
Yeah.
Join the family. Help us out. We want to go to our boss and say, "Yo, look, we did it. We got to 1,000. Happy boss. Happy life."
Yep.
Help us out.
Amen. It's like happy wife, happy life. There's a tier system here at Chat Sports, okay? So we've got our upper tier of channels. We've got the higher...
Oh, 375.
Great. Higher, middle, and then we've got the middle. Right here, the Ravens rundown is kind of in that middle tier. What we need to get that next tier up, we need some more interaction with you guys, okay? We need some more views, some more comments, more likes. So if you guys want to help this channel get to that next tier, it's up to y'all. So I'd appreciate any kind of help you guys can give me. It means the world. It truly, truly does. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Okay, we got an awesome show planned for you guys. Hidden gems, that's what we're talking about on the first segment. Then we're going into our Ravens Cowboys preview for the preseason. And then we're wrapping this thing up with our live Ravens mailbag. What's up, Ricardo? We need a backup quarterback because they sucked against the Colts. Ricardo, they were bad. Also, Tin Squad, I saw your message. Do you play any of the NFL Madden games or any of the college football games? I currently am playing a ton of college football 25. That is part of what I love about football season here at Chat Sports is we get off Fridays, and my wife works on Fridays. She does work from home, but she does work on Fridays. And so I get to play a ton of video games when she's working and I'm not.
I honestly think our in-season schedule is superior to our rest of your schedule.
It's pretty goated.
I think it's because anything. You want to do anything on a Friday, everyone's working.
Exactly. Dude, I love it for if you need to go out of town for the weekend. Just got to make sure you're home early. You don't have to take off that Friday. I love the fact, my favorite part of it is Tuesdays leaving the office and you say, I only got 2 more days of work.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the best.
The best part about our schedule is Sundays don't feel like a work day.
They don't.
But they are technically our Mondays.
Technically a Monday.
But they don't feel like a work day. They don't feel like a work day. So you get into the office on Monday and you're like, oh, it's only a 4-day week.
Yep. It's the best.
The only thing is the Saturday scaries, watching college football and you're like, oh, work tomorrow.
Yeah. And yeah, my wife doesn't love it for sure. But she's
of course the significant others as well.
Yes.
The toll that it puts, because I know my significant other's in here. And
yeah, Sarah's in here.
I'm sure yours is around as well. So
yeah.
Yes.
She's currently playing all my Tennessee videos today while she's at work. She got her coworkers doing it as well.
There you
go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, enough talk. Let's get into some more talk, but around some hidden gems. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 under-the-radar Ravens players who made John Harbaugh do this during the Ravens-Colts game this past Thursday, okay? These are what we like to call hidden gems. Now, to be a hidden gem, you can't be a first-round pick. You can't be a second-round pick. You can't be a third-round pick. I'm only talking guys who were picked in the 4th round or, for the most of them, later than that over the last 3 seasons. That's how you qualify to be a hidden gem. Malachi Starks, he's not a hidden gem. Roger Rosengarten, he's not a hidden gem. I'm talking the true sleeper guys who went out and dominated. I need you guys to do something for me, though, okay? Help us beat our likes record. Most likes this month, on August 12th, 356. It's not a bad number whatsoever. Likes on today's show needs to be higher than that, and that's up to you guys. The preseason, it is a process, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, by the way. So happy you're here. I need all of us to be patient with what is going on over the next, couple of weeks. Like, sure, we really, really love the way that this season has gone so far. This preseason has gone so far. But also, it can drag on and tend to drag on every now and then. And that's okay, right? Because at some point, we are going to be at the regular season. We're going to be at week 1, game 1. We're going to be excited to be there. And when we are, it's all going to be worth it. Because this time is so important. Because you get to hammer out who those next stars are for the Baltimore Ravens. And a lot of these guys who might not have been on your radar, because like I said off the top, they were a 5th round, 4th round, 6th round, undrafted guy. Well, now they're going to be a really big part of this team. And that's where we're going to start with LaJohntay Wester, okay? We are talking hidden gems from the game against the Colts, and I can't not talk about the wide receiver out of Colorado. He stole the show. absolutely stole the show. He was drafted in the 6th round of this last year's 2025 NFL draft. 5'9", 163 pounds. And yet, of all the rookie wide receivers from week 1 of preseason, guess who was graded the highest? LaJohntay Wester with an 84.1 grade. Every time the ball is in his hands, something special can happen. He shares that same sentiment with Zay Flowers. They're two very, very, very similar type receivers, okay? Every time they get the ball, you feel like they could score. And he showed that on the punt return, right? But it wasn't just what he did in special teams, because he was special on offense as well. Even in the midst of a terrible passing game. Yes, a game through the air that saw 69 total yards. He had 3 targets, 2 receptions, 41 receiving yards. All of those led the team. 104 return yards, 145 total yards. Both of those led the team. And then 1 touchdown, which was tied for first. When it comes to LaJohntay Wester, it is safe to say that that spot is locked up. I was always pretty positive he was going to end up getting a roster spot. But I also said, you know what? If Dayton Wade comes out here and just absolutely blows the top off of this place, then maybe there's some competition there. But guess who was the one that blew the top off? It was LaJohntay Wester. Cannot wait to see a little bit more from him this next season once the regular season kicks in. Make sure you guys join us on Saturday, okay? Because over 80,000 Ravens fans hung out with us for Colts vs. Ravens. It was an absolute blast, and I want you there next time. The way you make sure that happens, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. That way, whenever we go live, you get notified, you can jump in, and we can all watch the game together. Let's talk about an undrafted free agent. How about Jay Higgins, the linebacker out of Iowa? He signed as a UDFA on April 27th, the Sunday after the draft. And the thing with Higgins is I actually had a pretty solid draft grade on him. A lot of people had a draft grade on him. Yet he went undrafted. He played a lot of snaps at Iowa. Got a lot of tackles at Iowa as well. He's a very, very, I don't want to say weathered, but experienced linebacker, I should say. And if you look at the highest graded rookie linebackers across the National Football League, he was graded second, only behind Nick Jackson with Tampa Bay, who was graded a 90. Jay Higgins was graded an 88.2. Again, undrafted. What I love from him, a lot of things, okay? I loved his discipline in zone. And you saw that with the interception that he got, okay? I loved how he was vocal with the defensive line, getting the front set. You saw his experience come out from all the snaps he's taken at Iowa. He had very, very quick reads at the line of scrimmage, and he was ultra physical, okay? He was always there, trying to make a play, trying to make it hit. I think he totaled 3 or 4 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and an interception as well. And when you look at this linebacker room, okay, you kind of got to go deep to find his name. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for him. Because if he keeps playing well in these preseason games, he's going to get a roster spot, okay? I can promise you that. There's a spot for him on this roster. No, he's not going to take Teddy Buchanan's spot. He's not going to take Trenton Simpson's, Roquan Smith's. But there's a 4th, maybe 5th spot that's all up for grabs. Because I don't know if Jake Hummel's taking it. And if Jay Higgins keeps playing and playing well, that might be his, okay? You tell me, do you think Higgins will make the 53-man roster? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. Where do you think the undrafted free agent lands on this roster? Do you think he makes it? Let me know in the comment section. Let's talk about Keaton Mitchell, okay? And I know what you want to say. Joey, we are talking hidden gems. How can he be a hidden gem? Well, guys, I think we forget he was a UDFA 2 years ago. At this point, for UDFAs, they're usually in their 2nd year selling insurance for Allstate. Not Keaton Mitchell, okay? He stole the show, him and LaJohntay Wester on Thursday night. 9 carries, 68 yards, 7.6 yards a carry, and a touchdown. Had the long run of the night, the great touchdown run of one of the touchdown drives. He was responsible for like 60 of the 75 yards or something like that. It was unbelievable. And it's so great to see just because of the history that he's had since he entered the league, right? Tore his ACL December 18th, 2023 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was leading the NFL in yards per carry with 8.4 at that point. Then, less than a year later, got activated last season, November 7th, 2024. But he didn't look like himself. He didn't look the same. He didn't look right. He didn't look like he trusted his leg yet. Probably rushed him back a little bit too early, if I'm being honest with you. Well, now that he's fully 100% there, fully 100% healthy, has full 100% trust in himself, he's playing his best ball. He looked great on Thursday. I'm really, really excited to see how he looks on Saturday. Show him some love. If you are a believer in Keaton Mitchell, let me know by liking today's video. Give that thing a thumbs up if you are as pumped as I am about Keaton Mitchell's performance and about his future with the Baltimore Ravens. I'll tell you what has a future with the Baltimore Ravens. I'll tell you what has a future in your closet. This hoodie right here. $34 if you go to chatsports.com/purple hoodie right now. $34. That link's in the comments and description of today's video. You're not going to find a better deal, okay? Officially licensed merch for just $34. Hoodies are not cheap these days, okay? I don't know if you guys have been checking them out online. All the tariffs, all the buzzwords I could say, they make them not $34 anymore. Well, guess what? We got a deal for you. Chatsports.com/purple hoodie. Head there today to get yours and do it quick before they're gone. Let's talk about a name and a guy that not many people probably are very, very cognizant of. Let's talk about CJ Okoye, okay? 6'6", 315 pounds from Nigeria. He joined the Chargers through the International Pathway Program with the NFL in 2023. Then was cut by the Chargers, and then, of course, has joined the Ravens. And he flashed, okay? He flashed on Thursday night. It surprised me. I think it surprised everybody. Well, it didn't surprise John Harbaugh. He said he's making good use of all that size he has against 6'6", 315 pounds. He has come light years. Guys, Okoye played his first football ever in 2021. That was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And he's already doing what he was doing. You saw him get that hit on Daniel Jones in the second quarter. He has the chance to make this roster. I really think he does. If he keeps playing the way he played on Thursday throughout the rest of this preseason and training camp, he's got a shot to make it. Because, guys, I'll tell you this much. This defensive line, they're top-heavy, but there's not that much depth. Okay, there's just not. The guy who's 6'6", 315 pounds, and can move like him, he's got a spot in a Zach Orr defense. Speaking of Zach Orr's defense, we're going to round it out with the cornerback position. We're going to talk T.J. Tampa, okay? If you remember last season, 4th-round draft pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. He didn't play much last year, if any at all, okay? And a lot of people were looking at him and sure saying, yeah, he's on the all-name team. T.J. Tampa's sick, but can he play? And he showed already that, hey, he's taken a really big jump from year 1 to year 2, which is, I think, what a lot of people look for in these guys. How well do you improve from your rookie year to your second season? 53 coverage snaps against Indianapolis, 5 for 9, 55% completion percentage allowed, only allowed 41 yards, 2 pass breakups, quarterback rating when targeted was 67.3. He was great. He was great. And now this cornerback room has gone through a little bit of attrition over the last, 4 days? Bilal Kone, injured reserve, torn ACL and MCL. Robert Longerbeam, injured reserve. He's dealing with that patella injury. So now there's not as much depth. There's not as much insurance. You need guys like T.J. Tampa to step up, and it looks like he's doing it. This is the year that he takes that next step. Now, that next step for Tampa looks different than it does for Nate Wiggins. That next step for Nate Wiggins is go from being a good starter to a great starter. That next step for Tampa is go from being a guy that doesn't play much to being a guy who's a valuable depth piece. That's what I want to see from him in 2025. Because you have Marlon, you have Nate, you have Jair, you have Chidobe Awuzie, and then you get to TJ Tampa. So he's not going to be out there guarding the Jamar Chases, the Justin Jeffersons of the world. He's not even going to be out there every single snap. But when it matters, if there's an injury on the field, can you serve as a valuable depth piece? That's what his role is in 2025. Shout out a player from the game against the Colts in the comment section down below. Get in the comment section. I just shouted out 5 hidden gems. You give me one right now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, make sure you got me followed on social media, Twitter, Instagram. I am on both platforms. You can find me at Joey Petersen 8. My Twitter's like 40-something followers away from getting to 1,000. Help me out. Help me get to that next milestone. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Sweet. Segment number 1 in the books, ladies and gentlemen. We got a Cowboys fan in here saying, it's MGL Agency Digital. Let's go Cowboys. Cowboys, woo. Keaton is the man, says Papa Shook. Keaton Mitchell is the best. What's Wiggins' QBR against? Well, he didn't play last week. But let's look up his PFF from last year, okay? Let's see. Season stats, view and premium stats. Okay. So his overall coverage grade, Nate Wiggins last year was 68.3. His rating against 64.6. I mean, he was solid last year. He was really, really solid. Jackie, how are we doing on comments?
We are looking okay. 504. So we're halfway there.
Halfway there.
We're halfway there. We're living on a prayer. If you want a shout out, type me in the comments. Let's drown out this Cowboys fan.
Yep. MGL Digital. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Attendance squad says, Joey, why is Keaton Mitchell not coming to practice? I think they're just giving him some rest days, right? He's coming back from a pretty big injury from almost 2 years ago. I think they're just being smart. They don't want to put too much on his plate. They don't want to put too much on his body. I think that's it. Logan, what's up, Logan? How do you feel about our QBs? They suck outside of Lamar Jackson. I don't know what to tell you. They're not good. Cooper Rush looked bad. Devin Leary looked worse. My opinion, if something happens to Lamar, and knock on wood that it doesn't, okay, knock on wood that it doesn't, I think that they would honestly go somewhere in free agency to see if they can find somebody to right this ship. Because this is a talented enough roster that you don't need to have an MVP quarterback to win. You just need to have a good one. You can't win it with a bad one, but I think you could win a lot of games with a good one, okay? And that's not diminishing anything about Lamar. I love Lamar more than anybody. But I don't know if this team can win a playoff game with Cooper Rush. Definitely not with Devin Leary. But also last season, you remember when we were talking about this with Josh Johnson, Emory Jones, and Devin Leary? We were like, all 3 of those guys are awful. And then Josh Johnson came out in like the second preseason game, and I think he went like 18 for 19. So maybe Cooper Rush does that. We'll see. All right, time to shout out to people. Chris Lotteray. Does she know the news? Yes, she does. Jack no longer having to go to jury duty tomorrow. We're pretty lit about it. Ooh, Welp asked me Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. Give me Jeremiah Smith all day long, my friend. Ravens King, Attendance Squad, Chris, Ravens, Hurricane, Jason. As a Cowboys fan, I feel like the Ravens win this game. I feel like it too, my friend. We got Ravens, Kimberly, Ravens, Chris, Kimberly, Attendant, Kimberly. Keep them going, keep them going, keep them going. Daniel's in here. I want to go to James Winston as a backup. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. Christian Coveney's in the chat. What's up, Christian? Send in a $2 super chat. Hey, Christian, if you top a 3 onto that, guess what, Jack? You can push this over real quick while you get that up. You get a raffle ticket for Lamar Jackson jersey. So for just another $3 super chat, you can get a chance to get a Lamar Jackson jersey by getting a raffle ticket, okay? Appreciate the $2 super chat. We're going to get that up on screen, my friend. Shout out to you always being here, always showing love. Really appreciate it. Attendance squad, Chris, Kimberly, Moggs, Chris, Kimberly, Moggs, Chris, Kimberly, Moggs. Christian says, got done with it early. Now Christian is the top fan of today's show. Appreciate you showing me love. Hey, Joey, I made it. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Hope you stop by for our watch party on Saturday against the Dallas Cowboys. Against America's team, as they're called. As we promised, a super chat gets you shot up to the top of the leaderboard for YouTube's top fans. Christian is coming in at number 1. I'll also just give you this statement. Whoever ends up as the number 1 top fan on today's show, they will go home with 5 raffle tickets. Okay? 5 raffle tickets for the top fan of today's show. So if you want 5 raffle tickets right now, Christian's in first with a 2. A $3 will put you on top, and if the stream ended then, you'd get 5 raffle tickets. So this is honestly a pretty great deal. Kimberly says, bring Tyler H. back as a backup. Well, he just signed to the Cleveland Browns, funny enough. 5 now. They have technically Deshaun as well, so 6. They have Deshaun, Joe, Kenny, Dylan, Shador, and Tyler Huntley, bro. Yeah, exactly. 6? You're the Browns. If you have 6 QBs, you're the Browns. Appreciate you guys. Attendance squad, Joey, what are your thoughts on the Fighting Illini football team? Attendant, are you an Illini fan? That's awesome. My thoughts on the Fighting Illini. I'm a Brett Bielema guy. I grew up an Arkansas fan. My dad went to Arkansas. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, so we were about 4.5 hours away from Fayetteville. So I went to a ton of Arkansas football games. So obviously Brett Bielema was the coach there for like 5 years. His style of coaching works in the Big Ten. I don't think it necessarily works in the SEC. His style of coaching works at Illinois. I don't know if it necessarily worked at Arkansas. He's more of a, physical 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's going to work if you're a Big Ten West school, okay? And so I honestly, I think he's a good fit there. I think the Illini are a good program. I think they're going to have a pretty good year. I think in the AP poll, they were ranked 11th, maybe 12th. Let me tell you, college football AP poll was the Illini at 12. I live in Illinois, so I'm kind of a fan. Says attendance squad. That's awesome, man. Okay. Make sure you get your questions in. Jack, how are we doing on questions? Are we doing fine? Need some more probably? Probably need some more variety, right? Okay, great. So if you have not asked a question yet, okay, and I know a ton of you have, and if you have, that's great. But I'm talking to those who have not. If you have not asked a question yet, get #Ravens in the chat and ask a question before or after the #Ravens, okay? All one sentence, all one chat, but you got to use #Ravens in it. Just look at what Welp did, okay? Welp is the way to do it. Look at what Christian just did. Christian is the way to do it, okay? I need some new people who haven't asked any questions yet to get those questions in the chat down below using those #Ravens. And if you want to guarantee a spot on today's show, the only way to do that, to guarantee your question gets on, is if you super chat. How many comments are we at? Okay, there we go.
620.
Okay, that's not a bad spot. Not a bad spot for going into segment 2.
Yeah, I think we'll do probably 2 more pushes. We'll do one after this next segment. We'll do one at the end of the live. I mean, I'm about to do the quickest math. 380 away.
Yep. Good math.
I'm really impressed that
Jackie
I did
math.
that. I'm really impressed I did that.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, so 380 away. Keep typing me. Keep spamming whatever. And, yeah, the goal is 1,000 chats on today's live. I think we can do it.
Yeah, I do too. Okay. Wait, Christian says, by the way, if I'm not in on Tuesdays, I'm at practice. Christian, what practice? What sport do you play? That's pretty awesome, man. School is back. School is back. Okay, you know what else is back? Previews. That's what we got coming up next. Cowboys, Ravens, Saturday night. Coming at you right now. Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Petersen. We got another awesome matchup tonight. Can the Ravens' preseason streak continue and get to 2-0 this year? Can the Dallas Cowboys, can they fall back to 0-2? We got a lot to talk about on today's show. I got this game. I got 5 things to watch. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you hate the Dallas Cowboys, let me know by liking the video, okay? I got in some arguments with my friends here at Chat Sports. Some people don't think the Cowboys are the most hated team in the National Football League. I said they are, and I can prove it to you, okay? So if you hate the Cowboys, show me down below by liking the video. For this game, I'm going to burst your bubble. Still don't expect to see many starters. There's just no reason to, okay? You didn't see him last week. You're probably not going to see him this week. Maybe some other guys go in, but like the big ones, Lamar, DeAndre, Derek, you're not going to see those guys. You're probably going to see 3/4 of Devin Leary again, okay? I hope we don't have to, but that's just kind of the state of the preseason. But I'm going to give you 5 things to look out for if you're true Ravens fans. 5 things to get excited about for this matchup tonight against the Dallas Cowboys. Number 1, you should watch out for Keaton Mitchell again, okay? Because I called it last week when we did this video for the game against the Colts. I said, look out for Keaton Mitchell, and he did not disappoint me. 9 carries, 68 yards, 7.6 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. It is safe to say, in my opinion, that Keaton Mitchell is back to true form. True form. Now, what does that mean for him? I don't know. In the scope of this offense, just because like we've talked about before, there's a lot of mouths to feed. You have Derrick Henry. You have Justice Hill. Yes, he's more of a pass-catching option in the running back position, but he's there. You have the 2 tight ends in Likely and Andrews. You got Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Walker, Tylan Wallace, and then you have Lamar Jackson as a running threat as well, right? So there's a lot of big weapons on this team, which we shouldn't complain about. We should be thankful about that. But what does that mean for Keaton Mitchell? We don't know yet. But the only thing we know is that if he keeps doing what he's doing in this preseason, if he continues to ball out, if he continues to break off 30, 20-yard touchdown runs, he's going to make it impossible for Todd Monken not to dial up some carries and some plays for him in 2025, okay? Who do you think has more carries this next year between Mitchell and Hill? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you think it's Keaton Mitchell, give me a KM. If you think it's still Justice Hill, go ahead and give me a JH. Remember, I'm talking carries, not touches. Let me know your thoughts. Mike Green, I want him to build on the success that we saw from him on Thursday night against Indianapolis, okay? I want him to have that same kind of dominant effect, but I want him to kind of get home a little bit more, okay? Against Indianapolis, he had a 30.0% pass rush win rate. What that means is he beat the guy above him, blocking him, over him, 2.5 seconds or faster 30% of the times he was rushing the passer. If you don't know, that is an unbelievable number. And part of the way he was able to do that is because of this insane bend. We always knew that that was a really, really big part of his game. We always knew that was one of the traits, was one of the skills in his bag that made him an elite pass rusher. But seeing it on an NFL football field, it's unbelievable. Look at that foot, flat on the ground. And then look at his, like, he's insane. He's a freak. He's a freak in nature. Jordan Schultz, apparently he's all in on the Mike Green train. He said, spoke with someone on the Ravens staff about the rookie defensive end. Quote, he just knows how to get to quarterbacks. They want to see it against a real opponent and loved what they did against the Colts. He's relentless, they said. You film every snap. It's fun to watch his tape, see the bend he has for his size. He's going to be a great player. And I could not agree more, okay? He can win in so many different ways. He can win in the bull rush. He can win with a spin move. He can win with that bend. Like, he's fast. He's got so many things to love about his game. And I cannot wait to see him step it up and turn pressures into sacks against the Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys, guess what? We will be live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. All you got to do, 2 things. Hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. So that way when we go live, you'll know you could come in, hang out with us. It'll be an absolute blast. We had over 80,000 Ravens fans hanging out with us for the Week 1 game against the Colts. I want that number to go up, okay, as we dominate America's team on their own turf. The third thing to look at, it's not often we talk about position battles against UDFAs, but I think with what Chandler Martin and Jay Higgins did on Thursday, it's impossible not to talk about that, okay? The linebacker room is an interesting thing right now because nobody's taking Trenton Simpson's spot. He's going to be the starter, okay? I don't care how bad you want Teddy Buchanan to start. It's Simpson's job. Roquan Smith, he's the most secure linebacker in football outside of Fred Warner. But there's a spot right there on that roster for that 4th spot. And I don't think Hummel is going to take that. I don't care if they sign him free agency. I don't think that he's better than those 2 guys. He's a special teams wizard. That's great. I don't want a special teams guy taking up that 4th roster spot. Because guess what? Chandler Martin, Jay Higgins, they can play special teams. And against the Colts, you know what they showed? They could sure as hell play linebacker. 4 tackles and a pass deflection for Martin, UDFA out of Memphis. 3 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and an interception for Jay Higgins, undrafted free agent out of Iowa. Now, the interesting thing is, like, Martin has a higher ceiling. Like, at his best, he's going to be better than Jay Higgins. At his worst, he's going to be worse than Jay Higgins. And that's why Higgins seems safer. So it's an interesting bet. Do they risk it and go with the higher ceiling, or do they play it safe and go with the guy who's had over 100 tackles 2 straight seasons in college football in Iowa? If it's my opinion, since it's the 4th roster spot, why not go with the guy with the higher ceiling? Why not go with a guy like Chandler Martin? That's what I think. Who do you think makes the roster? Do you think it's Higgins, Martin, or neither? Okay, because there's a world where Jake Hummel makes it and both those guys are just on the practice squad. You let me know in the comment section down below. If you think it's Higgins, type JH. If you think it's Martin, give me a CM. If you think it's neither, go ahead, give me an N. I talked about Keaton Mitchell again. Now we're going to talk about LaJohntay Wester again because he was a guy we were looking out for in Week 1. We're going to be looking out for him Week 2, and if he balls out again, we're going to be looking out for him in Week 3. He was the highest-graded wide receiver in the preseason in Week 1 out of all rookies, 84.1. He also just so happened to give us the most electric play of the game with what he did on special teams, cutting it up the middle and taking it to the house like 86 yards. He's a freak, okay? And we said it a lot. I said it when they drafted him. I said I don't love that there's 2 wide receivers that both are 5'9" and like 170 pounds because you already got that with Zay Flowers. But honestly, I think Todd Monken looks at it in a way of it's a strength. He says, I think down the road, this year moving forward, he's going to be a heck of a weapon. He kind of gives us another novelty for Zay Flowers. And so I think because it's 2 guys with similar sizes, they already know how to use them in this offense. And speaking of that, like I want to see him get a little bit more involved in the offense. I get it. He led this team in receiving yards. That's because he had a massive play catching the ball down the field. Great body control, great concentration. But I want to see him kind of with a little bit more catches. 3 targets, 2 catches last year. I want to see like 7 targets, 6 catches, something like that. Okay, I want him to be more of an every down guy on offense. And that's not his fault. It was more the fault of Devin Leary and Cooper Rush not being able to complete a pass. But that's kind of what I want to see from him tonight against the Cowboys. Predict the score for me, okay? Get down in the comment section. How do you think this game shapes out? What do you think the score is going to be? You let me know down below. The last thing I'm looking for, I want to see some more consistency from Tyler. Because that's really what I've been looking for the entire this offseason. That's what I was looking for last game as well. He went 1 for 2 against Indy. The miss was from 46 yards. Now, he did back it up with a really good week of practice. He also backed it up in the game with a really good make. Right? His first kick was a miss. Great response from the rookie to make your next one. The thing that's interesting about him and what they're doing with him is in practice, though, is they're focusing a lot between 40 yards in it. Because Chris Horton spoke to the media and said that the majority of field goals made, 80% of their past attempts in the last couple of years, have been 40 in it. Because the offense is so good, they usually get it close to the red zone. And then if they get stopped, they'll kick a field goal. It's usually inside of 40 yards. And so that's what they've been working for a lot, okay? Now, that's not to say he doesn't try a 40, 50-yarder every now and then. That's not to say that he's going to have to attempt a 40 or 50-yarder every now and then. But they're saying 80% of their field goals in the past couple of years have been 40 in it. So they're really working on that this week. And I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of try to work on that in the preseason game against the Cowboys as well. I asked you to predict the score earlier. Here's my score prediction. 20-13, Ravens get the dub. I think they beat the Cowboys. I think they pick off Joe Milton a couple times. And I think we're all going to have a great time. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/RavensTV. That's the link. You're already on it, okay? Press that big red sub button down below. Join us. Again, we'll be live tonight. So this isn't see you later, or it isn't see you next time. It's see you later. Yeah, that's whatever. I think my point got across. Shout out to Welp for getting in that comment section over and over.
We've got an update.
Yeah, what's the update?
We've got an update.
We got to be close.
We were at 680, right?
Can I guess?
You can guess.
805.
827.
All over it. We're all over it, guys. We are all over it.
All over it. We are all over
Sasquatch. The Ravens should bring in Jake Fromm from Georgia to reunite with his former coach, Todd Monken. I'm not confident in our backup quarterbacks. Well, Sasquatch, you would find out pretty quickly Jake Fromm sucks at football. But I don't hate the effort, and I don't hate the suggestion. But unfortunately, I do hate the player because he is not that good. Say it again? Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get over that 1,000 comment mark and get those me's down in the chat. We need what? 173? What were we at? 827? 173. Let's get there. Come on. Get in the comment section if you want a shout out. Chris LaJohntay is in the comment section. How much time do you think your mom has spent on Chat Sports streams in the last 4 or 5 years?
How many hours have I spent on Chat Sports streams?
That's a good mom right there.
Oh, the most committed.
The most committed. We love to see that. Christian Coveney saying me. Chris LaJohntay is saying hi. Now she's saying me. Attendant Squad is in here. Kimberly Harmon's in here. Christian Coveney's in here. How are we doing on questions, Jack, for the mailbag? Yeah, that's because that's what top fans do. Who are the Ravens get the first regular season pick and sadly can't be Michael Pearson? Oh, like first interception? Give me Malachi Starks or Marlon Humphrey. 6 picks last year. I think he backs it up with another really great year. Chris says me a lot. I think, yeah, my parents have spent an awful lot of time. Kennedy spent an awful lot of time. Hey, Daniel McQueen's in here. What's up, Daniel? King Jackson's in here. What up, what up? Darius Williams says, I like pizza. Me too, Darius. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I remember my first stream producing Ravens. I produced and co-hosted the first preseason game last year, and my parents were in there like the whole time, and they were so excited. And I don't know if they've missed like a regular season stream yet. My mom has turned into quite the massive Ravens fan. Yeah, she's all in. She's all in. Funny enough, like when I went to college. So like I said, my dad went to Arkansas. We all grew up Arkansas fans. My mom didn't go to college. And so when she started dating and like married my dad, she took over as an Arkansas fan. But since I've gone to Tennessee, like she low-key loves the Vols. Like if the Vols and Arkansas played, she would root for the Vols. And it drives my dad insane. It makes him so mad. And that's what I love. Like I'm so happy that my wife and I went to the same school. Like if I married somebody who went to like another SEC school, that would be so hard for me. Cause now like my kids. Exactly. 100%. Darius is saying hi. Christian's saying hi. Jack, can we get an update on the comment score?
Yeah, it's taken a hot minute to update because I would assume we're already there.
Yeah, me too.
But it just hasn't updated yet.
No
we're
worries.
at 896.
Great.
But I would assume we're already there.
Money.
But it's just taking a hot minute to update.
There we go.
Let me update one more time. And
How are we on
927 is where it's at.
Great. How are we doing on questions? Do we need some from other people?
We're doing good. Always can take more.
Okay, great.
We'll never say no.
Yeah. Anthony Davis says, Joey, you have a bunch of groupies. I just call them the real ones. They're the triple R's. Oh, wait, no. They're the RRO. I was going to say Ravens real ones, but Ravens rundowns, triple ROs. Triple ROs. Ravens rundown real ones. Christian said, roll tide. Christian, funny enough, I did some pooping on the Alabama football team today in my Tennessee Vols video. I don't know how you feel about Ty Simpson being the new quarterback, but I'm not a believer in Ty Simpson. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, it is time almost to get into the mailbag. Anthony, I want a question from you in the mailbag. Christian, if you haven't gotten a question in, I want one from you. Darius, if you haven't gotten a question in, I want one from you, okay? Get your questions in the mailbag. Christian and Darius have one. Okay, then who else did I say? Oh, I said Anthony. Anthony Davis, I want a question from you, my friend. Oklahoma gonna win it all. Kimberly said, I'm still a Bama fan. Well, I can promise you Oklahoma's not going to win it all because John Mateer might not even be playing. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if Sarah's still watching because she's an OU grad.
Oh, yes, she is. You're right.
Yeah, Sarah, you guys might not have your quarterback this year.
Does she know? Does she keep up to date or no?
I don't. She doesn't keep up enough to know what's been going on.
Okay, gotcha.
As far as I know, she might. She could text me and be like, oh, yeah, I knew all about that.
Does she watch every game?
Yes.
How does she like taking the losses?
Bad.
Okay.
Badly.
Okay.
Like, there are preliminary but not set in stone plans. Wait, when does Michigan play Oklahoma?
Week 2. Sorry,
yeah,
my father-in-law's calling me. I had to text him.
Like, dates.
Oh, that would be September 7th. Or September 6th.
September 6th. So there's been talks about going up to that game. Potentially.
Y'all should. I asked Yodes today.
Yodes is going.
He's going, yeah. I asked him in the elevator this morning.
There's convos about it. Very preliminary conversations. But what I'm trying to say is when Michigan goes into Norman and kicks Oklahoma's ass, she will take it not well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't take losses very well either. That's probably the most childish. That's probably the most childish thing about
You should just look at my Twitter every night.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't either. I don't
take them well at all.
Yeah.
I've been yelling at relievers for not throwing strikes like in the last week.
Kimberly says Baylor going to beat Auburn week 1.
Friday night. Week 1 is going to be crazy.
Dude, I'm like
3 top 10 matchups.
I'm not scared about the Syracuse game, but like the Vols don't start with a cupcake. You know, they lost Kyle McCord. They're going to be worse, but still, Syracuse is no pushover. Okay, I want somebody to ask me a college football question.
Kimberly, what the hell? Go blue.
I like that, Kimberly. I like that.
Go blue.
Okay, let me respond to my father-in-law.
Michigan and Arizona State, the 2 best teams in all of college football. Completely underrated. Completely underrated. They should be 1-2. Bryce Underwood's going to win the Heisman as a freshman.
You think so? Joey, Florida State will beat Alabama. Ravens King. I hate Alabama, but that's not going to happen. Okay, let's do it. Your mom says go blue. Did your mom go to college?
Yeah.
Where'd she go to college?
University of Arizona.
Oh, yes. So did your dad. They met
that's my dad. Yeah. Met there, got engaged there, all the above.
There we go.
Arizona State's the superior school, though.
So you grew up being an Arizona fan?
I was a season ticket holder for 11 years with my dad.
Wow. Why not? Why did you not go to Arizona? Just better journalism.
The journalism school.
Arizona State. Was it hard for you to like start rooting for Arizona State?
So funny story about that actually. My freshman year, I'm like, okay, like I'll still root for Arizona when they're not playing Arizona State.
Yeah.
When they're playing Arizona State, of course I'm going to root for my alma mater, but any other time I'll root for Arizona.
That's kind of how I am with Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, my dad being who he is, and I don't think you've met my dad, but you'll understand whenever you eventually do. He talks a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to start talking crap about Arizona State.
Good.
And so I'm like, okay, well, I guess the gloves are off now. So I just went full Arizona State, and now Arizona sucks.
That's great.
I laughed last year.
Yeah.
I laughed. I thought it was hilarious how bad they were.
They were pretty bad. When they lost Fish, that was a big loss. My
dad was livid.
Oh, I bet.
He was livid.
As he should have been. I kind of had that same thought for the Vols, and I still kind of hold that same breath for the football team. It's harder though now. I hate the baseball team and I hate their basketball team. Like that is done. I will never ever cheer for them to win a game. It's just hard. I have so many great memories of their football team, and so like I still will want Tennessee to kick their ass if they play in a regular season game or if they play it anytime in football. But when like Arkansas is playing A&M, I'm always going to want Arkansas to win.
It's no. I had a lot
like my dad doesn't talk. My dad hasn't made me.
I had so many great memories. Got to meet Nick Foles, watch Gronkowski play. Watched all of those Arizona guys. Had a lot of great memories, but. I mean, my hands are tied. I can't do anything now.
Well, it's also different because those are direct rivals. Like Tennessee and Arkansas,
they're
not a rival.
The Territorial Cup is one of like the oldest rivalries in all of college football.
Like Tennessee and Arkansas play each other once every like 4 years in football.
Yeah.
And so it's like I only saw Arkansas play the Vols in football like twice, 2 or 3 times growing up. And so that like never really meant anything to me. I had no ill will, and like Tennessee typically doesn't have any ill will. It'd be like, now if it was like I grew up a Bama fan and went to Tennessee or a Florida fan and went to Tennessee, I'd probably hate their football team. But like Arkansas is like, they're just kind of when it comes to.
No pity for the kitty. Forks up.
Oh, I like that.
Let's go.
I like that. Okay, speaking of let's go, it's time to get into the mailbag segment. You guys have been crushing it with questions. Saw we got some good ones there at the end. It's the best segment of every single week. It's coming at you. This will go live on Friday, so make sure to stay tuned to the channel. Watch it then. Jack, we ready to roll? All right, let's go. Coming at you right now. It's mailbag time, okay? Time to hear from the flock themselves. Your questions, my answers. Best segment of the week. I cannot wait to get into this one. It's going to be a ton of fun. Before we do, though, make sure you got me followed on X. You can find me at Joey Petersen 8. I'm going to make it super easy for you. The link to my Twitter is going to be in the comments and in the description of today's video, right under that first paragraph. Currently, I'm sitting at 953 followers. Not a bad amount at all. I want to get to 1,000, though, okay? And I need you guys to help me out to do that. Give me a follow. I just need 47 followers. Would really appreciate you to tweet about the Ravens every single day. So get me on X. Let's start with Welp. Great question. Kyle Hamilton was put 51 on the NFL Top 100. Where do you think he should be? I saw that, and I thought it was a travesty. I don't think he's the 51st best player in the NFL. I think he's like within top 35. I don't think there's a better safety in the National Football League. I can tell you that. I've already spoken on that a ton. I spoke on that when his Madden ratings came out, and he was like the 8th best safety in Madden, which is ridiculous. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I already have, and there's part of me that believes the Madden ratings are just put out to stir up conversation about Madden. I digress. He's not the 51st best player in the NFL. I think every single team would want him to be their starting safety. He doesn't miss tackles. He's smart. He makes plays. You could put him anywhere on the field. So because of his positional versatility, I think the lowest I would put him is like 35, maybe 40, but definitely not 51. Kimberly Harmon coming up next. He thinks Zay Flowers will stay healthy, take the Ravens to the AFC Championship in Super Bowl. I think he will stay healthy. But if they make it to the AFC Championship and Super Bowl, it's not going to be because of Zay Flowers, but he's going to be a big part of that. Okay, I can promise you that. 1,000-yard receiver in 2024. I expect that to even take another jump up, another step up this year. He put on a lot of weight over the offseason. And when I say a lot, I mean that with quotation marks because he's 5'9". Like, a lot of weight to him is like 10, 15 pounds, which he did, okay? And I think that's going to help him a lot. I think it's going to help him stay healthier. If you look at his route running so far during training camp, he looks so smooth, so fast, so good, okay? So because of that, I think he's going to be a big part of this offense, and I think he was a big part of that loss last year in the playoffs because he wasn't there. He wasn't healthy, okay? I think if you have him in that Bills game, things might end up differently. Cannot wait to see Zay Flowers this year in 2025. Do you think Odafe Oweh has more potential than Kyle Van Noy to get more sacks? Yeah, I do. Partly because Odafe Oweh is a lot younger than Kyle Van Noy. Like, Oweh is going into his 4th, 5th season. Kyle Van Noy is going into like his 13th, okay? Now, Van Noy got more sacks than Oweh did last year, but kind of in the same breath as Zay Flowers, Oweh spent a ton of time on his body over the offseason. He added in like 20 pounds of muscle. So that's going to add a whole other element to his game. Not that he wasn't a powerful rusher before, but I bet his bull rush is going to get a whole lot better. He's going to be harder to block just in all aspects, mixed with his speed that he has, okay? So I think he has potential definitely to get more sacks than Kyle Van Noy. Coming up next is Zach Floor. Which former Ravens edge would you rather the Ravens sign? So have like a reunion with? Matthew Judon, Zadarius Smith, or Jadeveon Clowney? That is a phenomenal question. Okay. I am going to need to find their ages. So Matthew Judon is 32. Zadarius Smith is 32. And I think Jadeveon Clowney is like 35. He's 32 as well. Okay, so they're all the exact same age. I think I would take Zadarius Smith. It's either Smith or Clowney because Clowney was in this system most recently, played in 2023, okay? So I think he'd fit right in. We already know that he fits really well in the system, and he was really, really good. Like, had debatably his career year with the Ravens in 2023. But I just think, honestly, Zadarius Smith, at this point in his career, I think is playing better football. Matthew Judon did not have a great season last year. Jadeveon Clowney took a step back from 2023 to 2024. Zadarius Smith, even though he played on the Browns and the Lions last year, had a really good year. So I think he's my pick out of those three, but I think it's close. I'd love any of the three of them. Which would you rather, okay? Judon, Smith, or Clowney? Let me know in the comment section down below by typing their initials. So give me an MJ, a ZS, or a JC in the comment section. Which one of those guys would you rather have a reunion with? Coming up next, we got Hurricane Jason. Do you think this is going to be a close game or a blowout? What's your prediction on how this game goes? I think you're talking Cowboys preseason game? I would assume so. Okay. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think any preseason games, now there were some blowouts, but like with Joe Milton on the other side and like Cooper Rush on this side, like I don't think either of these teams really have blowout potential. The Cowboys looked really bad against Los Angeles. And the Ravens, outside of a Keaton Mitchell drive and a LaJohntay Wester punt return, they looked kind of bad against Indianapolis. I can't believe they actually won that game. So I don't think it's going to be a blowout. My score prediction is like 20-13. And I think it's kind of going to go similar. I think this team's going to be better passing offense-wise, but I don't think they're going to be anything prolific. I do think that you're going to get a couple Joe Milton turnovers, but he's going to give you a couple wow throws. I think low scoring, like nothing crazy, and I think the Ravens end up winning. Will the Ravens be the first seed, says Anthony Davis. What's up, AD? It's hard. They have a really hard schedule. They play in a really hard division. And the Buffalo Bills have a very easy schedule, and they play in a very easy division. Okay, they get to play the Jets. They get to play the Dolphins, who I think are going to suck. They get to play the Patriots, who I think are going to be better, but they're not going to be anything special. I honestly would lean towards Buffalo having the 1 seed. I hate Buffalo, but they just play an easier schedule. This team has to play Cincy twice a year. They have to play Pittsburgh twice a year. They have to play Kansas City on the road. They open up with Buffalo on the road. They also go to Detroit, or they have Detroit come to them in week 3. So it's just like, it's a hard schedule, which I love. I love these hard games. I think they're going to be a ton of fun. But the Ravens have it a little bit easier, in my opinion. You know who has it easy is you guys, because you guys can get this deal for $34. All you got to do, go down to the comment section, go down to the description. You'll find chatsports.com/purple hoodie. Click that link. It'll take you to this thing for $34. $34 for a brand new Ravens hoodie. You get to pick the size. It can go right to you. I know Christmas is 4 months away, right? We're still a good bit of ways from it. But if you want to do some early Christmas shopping, by the time Christmas comes, that's not going to be $34. So I don't know if you have a husband, a brother, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a son, a daughter. Don't care. If you think they'd like this, get it. $34, chatsports.com/purple hoodie. Mike Nintendo Master is up next. Hashtag Ravens, after seeing Mitchell play in the preseason opener, will he get a bigger workload this season? Yeah, he's going to get a bigger workload this season than he did last season. They rushed him back on November 7th after he tore his ACL 11 months prior, and he just wasn't himself. He didn't trust his leg. I don't think he was 100%. He kind of was running, I don't want to say scared, but not running as confident as we saw him as a rookie. So, yeah, he's going to play a way bigger point this season this year. Now, how big is that? 10 carries a game? Maybe. You got to think about the other mouths to feed. Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, both tight ends, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, DeAndre Hopkins. Like, there's a lot of really good weapons on this team. Where's Keaton Mitchell on that list? I don't know, but I don't see him getting more than like 10 carries a game. Darius Williams, how do you feel about the offensive line? Oh, Darius, the offensive line is interesting. It's very interesting because I love the center. I love the tackles. But Daniel Fa'alele and Andrew Voorhees, they stress me out, man. I think we all saw the Daniel Fa'alele clip that's going viral on Twitter. It wasn't good. Andrew Voorhees didn't have that great of a game either. I just don't know if those guys fit the scheme that this offense plays in, right? But I don't know if you have anything better. Like, to me, I would go sign Brandon Scherf. He's a free agent. He's an interior offensive lineman. Played with the Jags all last season. I think at least bring him in for competition. Throw Ben Cleveland out there as a starter this next week. See how he does. We just got to get that figured out. That is the biggest weakness on this team. It's not even close. I believe Derrick Henry will have the most rushing yards this season. Book it. Do you mean in the National Football League, or do you mean just the most rushing yards on this team? Because if you're talking most rushing yards on this team, yeah, for sure. But in the NFL, I don't know. Just because he didn't even have them last year, and he had 1,900 yards on the season. And I don't know if he's going to have another 1,900 yard season. It's very hard to do that back-to-back. He's getting older. I think he's at least going to definitely get 1,400 or something like that if he can stay healthy. It's just going to be hard to do that 2 years in a row, okay? Now, I'm not saying that he sucks, right? I'm not saying he's going to have a down year, but I just think he's going to be a little bit less impactful than he was last year. I hope I'm wrong. Sasquatch 16, up next. If we had to sign one of these three QBs as a backup, Carson Wentz, C.J. Beathard, or Jeff Driscoll, who would you choose and why? Well, I would choose Carson Wentz. Yeah, I would choose Carson Wentz. I just think he has the higher upside. But, I mean, all three of them, I don't know if they're better than Cooper Rush. But being honest with you, like, I don't know. Maybe. I think we saw a really bad Cooper Rush on Thursday. I'm hopeful that tomorrow we see a much better version of him because he is better than he played. He is, okay? I saw him win 4 games for the Cowboys a couple of years ago. If he has to go in and play with this roster, with the starters, he's going to be able to win games. I can promise you that. He's done it before. I think he'll be able to do it again. I just think you saw a really bad version of him. And so I think I'd take Cooper Rush over all of them. Maybe not Carson Wentz. If I had to choose one of those guys, it'd be Wentz, though. Jimmy Chonga, 55. Who's been your favorite move for the Ravens this offseason? What's your favorite move they've made? Great question. I'm gonna like nix the draft because, I'm nixing the draft. I would say signing Jair Alexander to as cheap of a deal as you did. I love that addition. I think he works perfectly in this offense. I said this offense needed cornerback help. I don't think they did much. Like, I don't think before that move they got much better than they were last year right? They basically just replaced Brandon Stevens with Chidobe Awuzie, and I was like, that's not doing it for me. But signing Jair Alexander for a $4 million contract, that does, okay? You got him for the cheap. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy. Obviously, that's always the big question mark. But that move has been my favorite. What's been your favorite move? Okay, I gave you mine. Now it's time for you to give me yours. Get in the comment section down below. What's been your favorite move? You can add in the draft. I didn't. You can do whatever you want. Appreciate all of you guys for watching. Make sure you got me on Twitter and Instagram at Joey Petersen 8. More than anything, though, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Daily updates on your Baltimore Ravens. That's going to do it for today's live stream. If we got any last-minute takers, $5 raffle tickets. We're raffling off a Lamar Jackson jersey at the end of the month. If you get in a $10 super chat, that's 3 raffle tickets. $20 super chat, that is 7 raffle tickets. Also, our top fans. The top fan of the day gets 5 raffle tickets. Well, Christian Coveney is in first. He sent in a $2 super chat. So if somebody sends in a 5, they get 5 raffle tickets for a $5 super chat, which is an unbelievable deal, okay? And I guess you would also get an extra one. You get 6 because you'd add in a raffle ticket for a $5 super. So last call for those. Appreciate all of you guys who have been with us today. We went a little bit longer today, Jack. I think we just had a lot of fun talking college football. We had a lot of fun talking in the build-up as well.
Hey, I mean, that's what this is. Not just talking Ravens, but just hanging out. You know, it's our weekly check-in, our weekly live.
Yep.
By the way, 1,047.
Boom. That's good stuff.
So guess what?
What?
Next week we're going to beat it.
Yes, we are. 1,100 next week. We're getting better every single week right here. Every single week. Okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's show. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. For producer Jack, shout out to everybody who's hanging out with us. My name is Joey Petersen. You've been watching the Ravens Rundown. Y'all have a wonderful night. God bless.